Today's episode of Inside Games is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. You can get 20% off and free worldwide shipping at manscaped.com using code INSIDEGAMES.
Welcome to Inside Games, the only gaming news channel brave enough to get our wife's boyfriend to buy PlayStation Plus Premium for us.
Aw, thanks, Terry. Hope the personal training business is going well.
Lawrence and I are already on board because we're real gamers, and real gamers spend money when Sony tells them to.
Also because we can't satisfy our wives.
Oh, speak for yourself here. Sony announced new tiers for PlayStation Plus on Tuesday, March 29th. Thoroughly underwhelming anyone that expected a direct competitor to Xbox Game Pass. Instead, this is more of a reorganization / rebundling of PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now into a tiered subscription rather than separate services.
Yes, Bruce, gamers everywhere are completely whelmed. But it leaves us with questions. Is this a better deal for gamers? Is this the final nail in the Xbox coffin? And most importantly, will you have to ask your Terry to upgrade your subscription? All these answers and more await you on this episode.
First, let's cover the news beats, and for that we go to our PlayStation correspondent circling high over Sony's gaming compound in our Gaming Force One news chopper. Charlotte, how does the situation look from up there?
It's absolute chaos, Bruce! Now we have 3 different tiers of PlayStation Plus, and people are losing their minds. They're freaking their gourds.
We're gonna need you to break it down because there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on.
For starters, none of these changes will kick in until June, when Sony will begin to roll out the new plans starting in Asian territories, then North America, Europe, and everywhere else Sony currently offers PlayStation Plus, with the goal to finish the rollout in the first half of 2022.
It's starting in June, but they want to end it by the first half of 2022. But June is the 6th month, so wouldn't June by itself be the end of the first half of the year?
I don't understand it either. I'm just here to read the news. Luckily, it does get more direct from here, so no more time puzzles. PlayStation Plus will now come in 3 tiers: PlayStation Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium. Words don't mean anything anymore. All of these could go in different places and be the same different service. What's now PlayStation Plus will become PlayStation Plus Essential. Same price, same service, same everything, $10 a month or $60 a year. PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now are now combining to become PlayStation Plus Premium. Jesus Christ. This includes access to over 700 games available via local downloads for PS1, 2, 4, and 5, and PSP games. While PS3 games are cloud streaming only because apparently not even Sony can get the thing to emulate properly. This tier will also include time-limited trials for new games, which is a neat idea. Cost-wise, this will be a teensy bit cheaper than buying both PS Plus and PS Now at $18 a month versus paying $10 per month each. Annually, this will still cost the same as buying PS Plus and PS Now. Okay, do I have a bloody nose? I can't understand anything I'm saying. PS what?
The episode's over. We did it. I think everything's completely straight. Everybody understands what's going on, right? Is that right?
Oh, we're not done, Bruce. The middle tier is more interesting. It's kind of the new one. It's called PlayStation Plus Extra. This tier offers a curated group of around 400 downloadable PS4 and PS5 games for $15 a month or $100 a year.
I can't wait till we see the comments for this YouTube video that there's going to be feels like, this is so easy, guys. I can't believe you're making fun of it. It's so easy. Sony tossed out a list of titles for the upcoming service, including Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and Returnal. So as you'd expect, Sony promises to offer a, quote, library that will be regularly refreshed. None of these tiers will include day one access to first-party Sony games, which is naturally the biggest value comparison with Xbox Game Pass.
That's why everybody's whelmed, or even underwhelmed. That's an oof, we'll say, especially since Xbox has been out there churning it up. For basically the same price, Microsoft's subscription service might not offer as many legacy games, doesn't have as deep of a well to draw from there. But getting access to new AAA releases on day one does a lot to offset that cost. That said, comparing prices for these services directly can get a little messy, but we will get into that later.
Still, Sony, you're gonna try to get us to upgrade here. Can't even give us a little God of War Ragnarok? Just a Ragnarok day one, just a touch? Charlotte, where are my free games?
They're locked high in Sony's Onyx Tower, waiting for your $60 or $70. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan said directly that PlayStation thinks the, quote, level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible under a subscription model, and that, quote, the knock-on effect on the quality of games that we make would not be something that gamers want. Ryan also describes that PlayStation and its studios are currently in a virtuous cycle where increased success leads to increased investment and thus more success.
To be fair, it's kind of hard to argue that point. Their games do make a lot of money, and then they take that money and invest it into the next game to make it even bigger and shinier and huger. So judged just on the quality of PlayStation Studios' output, they are handling their finances really well. At least that's how it seems right now.
And even though Ryan says subscription-based PlayStation Studio games aren't on the table right now, he basically says that, well, shit is crazy in the games industry right now, so nobody knows what the future could hold, pointing specifically to PlayStation's success on PC as one of those who'da thunk kind of things.
We'll dig a little more into the whys of all of that in a bit. First, we got to do what's natural whenever a console maker announces a new thing. We're going to make a fight, put them against each other. There's always a winner.
There is, but that'll have to wait until after we help you fight the scourge of unwanted body hair with our sponsor, Manscaped. Today's episode of Inside Games is brought to you by Manscaped. The Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped has arrived. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, their Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a handy travel bag to hold all your goodies. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming and, dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has a 400K LED spotlight in case you need a more precise shave. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to that mess on the bathroom floor. If you want to take your grooming to the next level, say hello to the Performance Package 4.0, which also includes the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. So get 20% off and free shipping with code INSIDEGAMES at manscaped.com. Once more, get 20% off and free shipping with the code INSIDEGAMES at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thank you, Manscaped.
Now, where were we? The epic Xbox versus PlayStation battle that will rage on for ages, and also the battle for Terry's credit card. We gotta get into it because Terry, he can't spend all the money on all the subscription services.
Luckily, when it comes to comparing, Xbox does have some fairly equivalent subscription plans for these newly announced PlayStation Plus tiers, which makes these comparisons, for the most part, pretty simple. Perhaps unsurprisingly, PlayStation comes out as more expensive pretty much all around.
Forthcoming PlayStation Plus Essential is, as it was before, most comparable to Xbox Live. Both cost $10 a month, so we got a draw, but it does get worse from there.
With a library of downloadable games, PlayStation Extra at $15 a month is the closest to Xbox Game Pass, which is only $10 a month, but that's separate for Xbox and PC. Still an oof, though. It's $5 more.
Beyond that, since PlayStation Plus Premium supports cloud streaming, it's most similar to Game Pass Ultimate, which costs $18 a month compared to Xbox's $15 a month.
Blown out, wrecked, destroyed, humiliated.
Or are they? Unlike Xbox, PlayStation does offer annual pricing on their PlayStation Plus subscriptions. Purchased annually, PS Plus tiers are actually cheaper than their Xbox counterparts. That's $5 for PS Plus Essential compared to Xbox Live's $10, $8.30 for Extra compared to Game Pass's $10, and $10 for Premium compared to Game Pass Ultimate $15. You still with me?
Yes, because they've been eviscerated, exploded, puckered and plopped, blasted and bamboozled.
Or are they? Like we said before, comparing the value of these subscriptions is tricky. Game Pass includes all first-party games on day one of their release, which rocks. If you added just one $60 purchase on top of a PlayStation Plus subscription, suddenly all the prices tip back to Xbox's favor again.
Oh, there it is! Stony Pony's blowing the fuck out! Embarrassed! Get off the internet!
Or
Damn it, Charlotte!
Tell us who wins, please.
Sony will have Xbox beat on the sheer number of games, if that matters. With 400 or so games, the Extra tier is roughly equivalent to Game Pass on Xbox, which currently offers 456 games, or Game Pass on PC, which currently offers 420. At the Premium tier, Sony's library has over 700 games, though the extra 300 or so come from games that are 20 years old or so. This is more funny timing than anything else, really. Windows Central reported today, March 31st, that Microsoft is preparing a family plan for Xbox Game Pass. Pass. What is that, where you can only play Viva Pinata? Family plan for Xbox Game Pass, where up to 5 air quotes family members can bundle services under a main account holder and save money. They don't have any details beyond that regarding timing, pricing, or how this bundle will play out between Game Pass on Xbox and PC, but still, it's another option for people looking to save some money.
As usual, declaring a straight winner here isn't easy, and it largely depends on what you want out of a gaming subscription and how you will use it. There's one group of players subject to a royal dicking in this reorganization, though. PC players, yet again.
Oh, that's me. Come on. PC Gamer points out this new structure requires subscribers to pay for PlayStation Plus, even if they want to only use PlayStation Now on the PC. That means the cost of streaming PlayStation games on a PC just doubled in price, which is crazy. Super bummer, especially since Sony seemed to be warming to the PC platform in recent years. They ported a bunch of console exclusives like Days Gone, God of War, and then Uncharted's coming soon too.
And Horizon. And it's been pretty good so far. The ports have been all right. Have to admit though, this move isn't entirely shocking given that Ryan basically said what their position is in PlayStation Plus. They want your sub money and they want your $60, $70 for every game. So why would they make streaming the more attractive choice on PC when that's a platform that they're developing to sell you premium games at a premium price?
Yeah, and really nabbing a few more PlayStation bucks from existing subscribers is the whole strategy here, as Ryan tells Games Industry. Quote, clearly, within our existing audience base, we have the opportunity to attract PlayStation owners who are not PlayStation Plus subscribers at present. The additional opportunity is the 48 million PlayStation Plus subscribers and get them to trade up to Extra or to Premium.
He's got us there. It's hardly a trade up if you're a PC user at all. It's more of a throw a bag over your head and pull the wallet out of your pocket kind of maneuver, just like Jim Ryan loves.
So yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about this reorganization. Do you like the pricing structure? Does Sony need a competitive answer to Game Pass to survive the future?
It's a little disappointing to see them not come out with something that would compete directly one-to-one with like the day one offerings, but I personally wasn't expecting that. I unfortunately, regardless of what subscription service they have or set up, I will be there day one to buy at full price. Like God of War, The Last of Us, Spider-Man, incredible. So I mean, like, for me, the net result is I'm going to be playing these games either way. I just don't think this is Sony's space. Like, nobody has coffers like Microsoft. Like, they're Microsoft. And so, like, I don't know. I don't think we could expect Sony to try to compete directly, because, like, I'm not defending a company, but if this cash flow and this $60 upfront works for them and that's what gets these games made, then I think that's the best system for them. Maybe they're just releasing this because of the pressure externally from the way the games industry has developed as of late. I think it's confusing as hell. I think the naming conventions and the tiered system is a little bit all over the place, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't expect them to go toe-to-toe with Game Pass.
From my perspective, everything Ryan said is literally and directly true. PlayStation makes a lot of money selling games at $60 or $70. And they want to keep doing that, which makes sense because that's sort of where they've worked themselves. That's the position they've worked themselves into. They need those big releases every year that stand head and shoulders above everything else in terms of prestige or quality. And that's how they can keep justifying that cost. Meanwhile, Xbox, they snapped up a ton of smaller developers. And they kind of have to salt the earth with more AA style releases like Grounded and Battletoads, Ori, Minecraft Dungeons, Bleeding Edge, Tell Me Why. They need that to sort of be marketing beats to remind people to sign up for Game Pass. They're kind of treating the Xbox platform like a games as service game unto itself, and every game release under Game Pass is like a content update to that ecosystem. So they don't need these huge, like, leave a crater releases. They just need periodic reminders to remind people to sign up for Game Pass. Meanwhile, Sony has kind of backed off of the AA downloadable space, which is kind of interesting. They don't really release anything on PlayStation Network anymore, at least since they stopped making games for PSVR. They're not really trying to drive value towards a library that constantly adds new games and new releases, so they don't need to have that sprinkling of releases all throughout the calendar year. Just one or two big ones a year, and then they make their money. So they're actually kind of... We want to see them fight, but they're actually kind of drifting apart. Microsoft is over here offering a ton of variety and value, whereas PlayStation is over here crunching away on like the 1 to 2 big releases every year. One of the points that I really liked was made by Danielle Partis Danielle Partis at Games Industry. They basically said that Sony doesn't have to play that game because they've protected the value of all their brands. Meanwhile, Microsoft has flubbed a couple of Halos, so it makes sense for them to sort of like shotgun everything out in the discount bin, while Sony has built up this prestige around all of their properties and they can still hold them up at a high price point. So they're each leveraging the value in their brands such as they are right now, which is I thought was really clever. Also, if you take it the other way, that just means that Microsoft's brands are all shit, so they have to give them away at a discount price. So
we've been reporting on Sony for about a year now on Inside Games, and I've been watching a transition that Sony has been making from the gamers company to a company that really honestly is squeezing the nickels and dimes out of you at every turn. And I'm not saying they make bad products. I'm just saying they're figuring out how to get every single dime out of you. And that's what this is. As Lawrence wrote earlier, this is a repackaging. This isn't an offering. It's just a repackaging the things they already have, and they're going to get more money out of you because of it. And again, that's good business, but everyone be aware that's what Sony is doing. Be aware that that's if they continue down this path, then Sony they are not your friend, number one, but Sony is going to probably become antagonistic to consumers at some point. And I don't think Xbox or Microsoft is. I think Phil Spencer is moving in the way of trying to please a lot of people. And he's trying to do it all the time, whereas Sony's just trying to get your money. And again, that's good business. Totally fine. Just be aware. That's it.
yeah, Bruce, what you said makes a lot of sense when you think about it that way. Sony they're not getting any new services off the ground with this. They're just reorganizing the ones they have and tempting people to sign up for the ones that they may not have thought about before. So this is a no-cost move from Sony, and it only stands to gain them more money in annual subscriptions. So that's pretty smart business. It's pretty efficient, but it's not really giving any new goodies to the players. It's just kind of like putting a tip jar out, an awfully big one.
But even if PlayStation Plus Premium doesn't compete with Xbox Game Pass, it's clearly not meant to. It's just trying to get some more money, like Bruce said, out of the PlayStation Plus users, and it'll do that.
It is disappointing. It'd be nice to see Xbox pressuring PlayStation and lowering their prices. It's just not happening.
Ultimately, I don't know. Straight shooter Ryan, I really like the way he talks, because he just puts it out there. At least he tries to. In his interview, he stressed, quote, "This is all about choice. If people want to play Fortnite or Call of Duty or FIFA and have their sustained engagement that way, that's fine too. Nobody is obliged to do anything." Which is a really fun quote.
You don't have to give them your money. Do you know that, right?
I don't have to do anything? I'm free.
Don't worry, Jim. Even though we're disappointed, at least it's better than Nintendo Switch Online, which just added Earthworm Jim 2.
We added Gumbo's Adventure on the NES.
There's nothing worse than getting that email every year that thanks me for re-upping my Nintendo Switch Online membership. And I'm just like,